I'm Jasper Botello, and welcome to my 360 Photos critique presentation, where I will share my experiences with this assignment and some examples. My first resource is a video from Insta360 tutorials, and it showed how intuitive it is to use the 360 camera. My main takeaway from this video is the great ideas about using symmetry in your 360 photos to make it look more interesting. Also, using the countdown features to achieve different shots, and as well as experimenting with different angles, such as putting the camera in different positions, felt like this resource was reliable and really useful, with many tips and advice, such as putting the camera close to the ground, which I figured out with experience. My next resource that I found is an article about the general uses of 360 photos. My main takeaway from this article was that there are many possibilities with a 360 camera, and there were some uses that I had not considered before. It applies with what I want to do because there are examples of marketing use and websites, and with my GIT degree, it may be a path someday when using cameras. This article is very useful for people to learn about different uses for 360 video technology. Third resource is another website, but is specifically about 360 photos and construction. My main takeaway is that 360 for construction can greatly increase the safety and efficiency for workers. I have always been interested in construction, so I was thinking maybe I could apply this info and combine my two interests with 360 technology. I believe that the resource is reliable and also very useful. To describe my experience completing this 360 photos assignment in 2 words, it would be fun and creative. I enjoyed learning about different techniques, and most of all, it was cool. Some of the different shots that I would get from trying to set up the camera in new places. This photo here that I took in my family's rooftop where we do laundry was really interesting to see the rooftop from this angle. The picture I showed in the previous slide, this photo was a product of me experimenting from different angles. This is actually one of my favorite photos that I took since it feels like you're right there in the picture with the way that the shoe polishing boy statue is facing. My process was just about finding some interesting angles in different environments. To continue on, I want to share an example of a photo that I felt turned out really well. There are a few reasons why I felt that this photo worked out. I felt like it was a result of me trying to incorporate interesting designs and symmetry, as I mentioned earlier that I learned some tips about in my resource video. Also, I felt like I chose an interesting spot to place the camera on this bench, creating the feeling as if you were right there on the bench too. All the good things that I mentioned happened, there were also some not so good things that happened. But even though some things didn't work out, I believe that I still learned from both the good and the bad things. For example, some photos felt blurry to look at, and in this particular photo, I don't like how the bars of the fence look kind of distorted. Moving on to talk about the challenges that I've encountered, there were quite a few. But most of all, I dealt with a lot of issues due to blurriness and with movement, and also just some beginner mistakes due to not knowing if the camera already took the photo or moving it accidentally or too soon before the camera was finished. I feel like with some time and practice, I will learn a lot more how to take a good photo. Thank you for your time in watching my video, and I hope that you have a really nice day.